Hello guys, how are we doing? Welcome. But first of all, hats off to you for investing in your health and taking control of things. So, the first course we're going to be diving into is all about mindful eating and nutrition. We'll be learning about overcoming emotional eating. So, this course I've put together is to help you understand the underlying causes of emotional eating, and it's there to help provide you with practical tools and strategies to overcome your relationship with food. So let's dive in. So, pretty obvious, learning to eat mindfully can help you develop a balanced approach to nutrition. So, in this course, what we'll be doing is we'll be going over a variety of different topics. Now, put this together in sections because there is a lot for us to go through. So bear with me. What I'd recommend is just grab a notepad, write down anything that you feel is relative to you, what you can resonate with, and I will be asking questions after or even during in between. So what I would recommend you do is just take your time, take notes, anything you're not too sure of, drop me a message on the app and enjoy. Just remember, for you to tackle something and put a strategy in place, you need to understand the mechanism first of all. That's really important. Okay, so let's dive in. Hopefully you can understand my strong Scottish accent, by the way. I'll try and add some subtitles in here. So, as I say, anything you're not too sure of, guys, just let me know. Okay, so first topic, understanding emotional eating. So we'll be going over like the concept of emotional eating, its common triggers and the factors that contribute to emotional eating behaviours. Secondly, we'll be looking at the impact of emotional eating. So we'll be looking at physical, emotional and psychological effects of emotional eating and overall well-being and quality of life. Because like this is a reason. This is one of the reasons or strong factors you want to address this, because it's going to have an impact on your quality of life. Mindful eating principles. So we will be going over the concept of mindful eating and how it can, how can it help you just apply a healthy relationship with food. 4 strategies for overcoming emotional eating. We'll be looking at practical tools and techniques to help you identify your own emotional triggers, and your own cravings, and develop a healthier eating habit for yourself. So I'll be going over different ways. Now you need to resonate with one you feel's going to apply to you. That's really important. So make sure you're taking notes, and you will go through it and there'll be a bit of a light bulb moment. You're like, I recognise that. That's what happens with me. So make sure you are taking notes, and that will help us put together a strategy. Remember, it's a two-way street here. It's we need to work together to overcome this. So yes, we'll be putting together strategies. Number 5, we'll be creating a balanced nutrition plan. I'll be guiding you through a balanced and sustainable nutrition plan that takes your emotional eating habits into account. Obviously, I would be designing a plan for you. However, implementing these strategies will just make it so much more effective. If there's things that's going on in the background, you'll have that strategy in place and you'll be able to adapt quicker and get results quicker. That's what we want. Building a support system. Yes, so we will be discussing the importance of having a strong support system and how to build one to help you, just help you on your journey and help you to overcome your emotional eating. And lastly, maintaining your progress. Although we are going to get your results in 90 days, but you don't want to lose these results, because then you'll just be back to square one and your motivation will be absolutely destroyed. We do not want that. We want to keep things going. We want things to be sustainable. We want you to be confident on any situation that comes up, because you'll have these strategies in place. Like, right, okay, I recognise this. This is what's happening. This is what I do. You want to have confidence moving forward. So yes, obviously I'll be going through tips and advice on how to maintain your progress and how to stay on track of, you know, your mindful eating habits. Okay, let's move on. So yeah, but by the end of the course, you will have a deeper understanding of emotional eating, its impact on your well-being, and how to overcome it. And you'll be doing this through mindful eating and nutrition. You also have the tools and strategies in place that's required, to create this lasting change with your relationship with food to help you develop a happier, more balanced lifestyle. Yes, so obviously I'm so excited to even present this and go through this with yourself. I'm really proud of what I've achieved in my material and what I've been able to put together, and I'm just excited just to bring you along on your journey to overcome emotional eating and to develop healthy relationship with food. So yes, obviously as you go through this course, you may be wondering how to fully engage with the content, and how to apply it to your unique situation. Just like what I said before, there's so much going to be in this course, and there's going to be a lot thrown at you. So what I want you to do is just take a minute and reflect on your own circumstance. That's important. There's no point in applying a strategy it's not relevant to you. And if you are struggling, again, I'm here for you to utilise. You're going to get your results, and that's what we want. I want you to be obsessed with this, and I want you just to take control of your health, because there's no better time than now. There's no better time than now. So yes, obviously this course is designed to help you in mind and just aim to equip yourself with a wide array of different tools and techniques to get this healthy relationship with food. So here's a few key steps to improve your learning experience. So one, engage with the content actively. Don't just try and get through it as quick as possible. Engage with it. Make notes that resonate with you. Really important. Jot down questions, observations that come to mind, and always consider how each concept or strategy applies to your specific circumstance. If you're able to do this, you will then start to internalise the core concepts and improve your overall learning experience. Really, really important. Secondly, consistency. Practices that I'm going to go through with you, like mindful eating practices, journaling, self-care routines, they're not one-off things. These need to be integrated into your daily life, and this is where the habitual training comes in. The more consistent you practice, the more these techniques will just become second nature. We are what we practice on a daily basis, and that's who we become. So this is really, really important. Consistency. And it might feel like a task at the start, and it will take time. Remember, we're breaking down habits that's been built for years. Thirdly, reflect on your personal experience. Everyone's experience with food and emotions is completely unique. Therefore, understanding your own individual triggers, patterns, coping mechanisms is so important. It's crucial. And spending time reflecting on your own encounters with emotional eating, and use this understanding to try and help you adapt the strategies provided in this course for your own. Okay? Just seek support when needed. Although we'll all be going through different strategies to manage emotional eating, but remember this again, I've got a duty of care here. It's not a substitute for professional help. What I mean by that, if you are dealing with severe emotional distress, or you may feel you've got an eating disorder, you need to reach out to your GP. That needs to be done. And I'm saying this because it's a part of who I am. I've got morals and values, and if that's going on in the background, you need to address it. It's like anything in life. You'll never overcome your fear until you go through it. Hopefully that makes sense. Be compassionate with yourself. Really important. Although you're changing habits, particularly some of these habits may be associated with food and emotions, it takes time. It takes time to address. That's what I was mentioning there. These are habits that's been built up over the years. It's not going to happen overnight, so you need to chip away at it. You need consistency. And yes, there will be setbacks. I'm not going to lie, there will be setbacks, and that's completely normal and part of the process. We're drilled to think that failure is the end result, and it drives this internal emotion that, yeah, we're a failure and that's it, it's game over. But remember, guys, failure is the first attempt in learning. It allows us to learn. Really important. And remember, you need to take control of your mind. If you keep failing and failing, just keep repeating it and your mind will come up with a solution. That's how it works. Okay? So be patient, be compassionate with yourself throughout the journey, acknowledge and celebrate your progress. No matter how small it may be. Okay? I need you to start being more compassionate to yourself, which we'll be going through in a different module. Embrace this lifelong learning. Obviously, that this course is only a stepping stone towards your journey, and creating this healthier relationship with food. And remember, learning doesn't stop there. Myself, I'm learning. CPD is so important to me, and the more information I consume, the more I can pass on to, for example, like yourself. And there's always more to discover about ourselves, our own emotions, and overall well-being. So stay open to new knowledge and experiences. I'll be recommending different reading material, and so just soak it all up. Really important. And yes, there's no point in learning theory and not doing anything with it. You know, it's a call to action. So we'll be joining this journey together. So just take a moment to reflect on where you are right now and consider how you are actively going to apply what you're going to learn in this course. And if you look at your app, I'll be putting in habitual tasks. And it's, you know, you may be like, Aidan, why are you doing this to me? But trust me, repetition helps rewire habits. So it needs to be implemented in a daily routine. So it's about progress. Remember, it's not about perfection. It's about repetition, and keep going at it. So just keep taking these steps forward and you will get there. So let's celebrate this moment, you know, and keep positive and keep this positive momentum going, and let's just dive into the course. So let's move on ahead. So we're going to start with what is emotional eating? What is it? So we are going to demystify this term and recognise what emotional eating entails. If you understand it, it's the first step of tackling what the behaviour is, and it will help start you addressing your own behaviour change. So welcome to this first chapter. Thanks for, keeping with me so far. Sometimes I like to go off course a little bit, so thanks for bearing with me. I'm just very passionate in what I do. Okay, demystifying the term. So, emotional eating is essentially the act of turning to food in response to our emotions rather than the true physical hunger. This is habits that's been built and it's been repeated previously. And there's loads of examples of this. I want you to think of 2 examples right now and write it down on a bit of paper. I'll give you time to do that just now. Okay. So for example, what do you usually do on a Friday night? We're going to say we're going to have a film night. What goes with that? What do you associate film nights with? Going to the cinema. you know, and then, you know, if you are, you're more likely to eat something that you're not actually, it's not in your normal routine nutrition plan, you know. You'll associate a farm night with hot dogs, you know, nachos, cheese, etc. You know, it happens. So recognise what emotional eating entails is a vital first step towards tackling this behaviour. It says there, like, the act of turning to food in response is to our emotions rather than physical hunger. So reflect on that. Certain things, celebrations. You know, are you actually hungry, or are you associating the social event with food? Okay, so picture these moments when stress, anxiety, boredom, or even happiness drive you towards food. This behaviour might bring on a temporary relief or distraction. You know, when you're stressed, you'll probably want to reach for a bottle of wine. That's what happens after a stressful day. You want to reward yourself because you went through a stressful day. Anxiety, you're feeling anxious, again, might result you reaching for alcohol. When you're boredom, comfort eating. Happiness, you may go and treat yourself there as well. As it says there, temporary relief or distraction. You know, we need to address the real emotional issues at play here. So, the typical characteristics of emotional eating. So, eating to manage your emotions. So, in emotional eating, food often does serve as a coping tool to handle various emotional states, and this provides only a temporary kind of relief and doesn't really address the emotional, like the emotions that you're going through here. And you know, reaching for comfort foods when emotional eating takes control. You know, it can often lead, and you'll notice this, to this high fat, high sugar choices of snacks, and these are the so-called comfort foods. Although they might have this short-term satisfaction, you know, frequent indulgence can then lead to weight gain and health challenges. So you're starting to see this pattern here, and you know, eating without actual physical hunger. Emotional eaters may find themselves eating even when they're not, you know, they're not actually hungry. When you think about that, it's interesting. It's interesting. If you actually think about it, you start to understand what's going on, you know, and you may resonate this happening. So, over the last couple of weeks, I want you to write down 2 times you ate food when you weren't actually hungry. Give you time to do that. Okay, so yeah, food is an emotional, or can be used as an emotional numbing agent, and yeah, emotional eating can then often act as a bit of a buffer to then soothe these emotions, you know, and it can create this cycle, and this unhealthy cycle, even, and you know, these emotions can then intensify once the comfort food wears off, and then you have this experience guilt after having the comfort foods, and it not only just fosters this negative relationship with food, but then fuels this habit. So, you know, getting with grips with these characteristics and recognizing emotional eating for what it is, you know, as we start to dive into things a little bit more, we'll start to look at the common triggers of emotional eating and the factors that contribute to its development. By understanding what the triggers and the factors are, you'll start to then be able to equip yourself to start taking steps towards overcoming this emotional eating and fostering this healthy relationship with food. So let's take a step by step. I've been going through quite a lot here. So what I want you to do is just take a break. Take a break. So now we went through a few things. You know, we have a understand what emotional eating is. We can now reflect on previous experience that has happened with ourselves. Now that is a big step forward already. You've learned a lot more on what you did. You now understand what emotional eating is, and then you now know what has happened in the past, and then that allows reflectiveness. Really powerful tool there. And what we'll do is we'll take a little break just now, and we'll move on to the next module. So hopefully this was actually helpful. You know, and it's the basic things we need to understand. And when we have that understanding, that helps us build a foundation to then put strategies in place. Okay, hopefully this has been helpful. And any questions, fire away just now. But the big thing here is reflectiveness, understanding and reflecting on your previous experience. And I want you to write that down, and I want you to message that to me. Really important, because then I will know that you've went through this module and we're on to a winner. Thanks guys.